capture.
I don't.
regardless.
I mean,
Maybe you shouldn't move into the piece where something's going to contribute.
Well,
maybe you shouldn't get.
You will get a warning.
I suppose if they both sit there for a turn extra.
Because it says when you move a piece, it faces up and considered not on the board, and therefore it's an empty space, and you can move pieces onto an empty space.
Yeah, so we'll just rule it as you get captured if a piece faces into your square, even if it's yours.
Okay.
Yes.
So you could capture your own king.
Yes, but also don't because you'll lose.
So what is the win condition?
No, that would still. If you capture your own king, you do lose. Because no, you can't because in order to do that, you would move into checkmate because you know it's going to face end. So
Oh
it's an illegal move.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can't move into a place where a piece is going to capture your king.
Okay, so that means okay.
So it's a new form of check.
And
like.
Phase.
It's check by phasing.
And just,
Yeah,
and
you've
just
got
it's not
nine
discovered
check.
check. It's like what would you call it?
Check by
It's not
phasing.
discovered check.
okay.
Undiscovered check. MTG Magic the Gathering players check.
Schrodinger's.
And just to be sure, is the win condition to checkmate your opponent or to take your opponent's king?
Checkmate.
It's checkmate, and the rules will be. I assume the rules will be updated if required to continue to define checkmate.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you can't play bullshit. That you can't try your bullshit lab.
I know it could be no back from the start check.
So 3. So
So
3-1.
what was it doing? I can't actually remember. Oh, I was going to give you some.
Somewhere.
I have played with this rule before.
You'll need
once.
this.
I'll need this.
That was the first one? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right.
You may want to use these as phasing tokens.
Oh, yes, actually.
Or just any other token. I don't know if any of the other rules require tokens, but I know phasing does.
Phasing the one does. So we have brain or we have tags. Would you like to be brain or tags?
Tag.
Cool.
I play CTN.
Okay, let's do this as well.
So just to save us the time of doing that.
Yes. I guess you can choose which list to use first.
You could.
Or trace, if you translate it. Interesting.
So I'm sure I can.
Yeah. What's this?
We'll see. So list B is. Oops, it's gone off.
Are they lying?
Those I have to move.
They're right, yeah.
Okay.
We're just doing visible setup.
Hello audience. I don't know whether you can see us.
Yep, they can both see and hear both sets.
Awesome.
You're currently in small cam. We'll swap that round when we go to the actual chess.
Oh, that's a genuinely good question from Benji. Are these written down somewhere in a way that means they're expanded? Because currently we have the shorthands but not the longhand.
Not written down. I believe they're going to explain them in words.
Yes.
We can also.
if anyone
Oh, no, we
wants
have
to
the commentator can. I was going to suggest doing this
Should we
now,
tell-
but we the commentator can.
Should we turn on the lights just so there is more?
Oh, do you want lights here? Is that sensible, Anna?
It's not going to do any harm. It's not going to do much benefit. The camera is doing perfectly well.
This switch.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I got the wrong one, it would pop the white
Which
line.
list do we want to play with first?
Let's do list A first.
This day.
Alphabetical order. Why not?
Okay.
We'll need that much closer to your mouth.
Yes.
Which
It
one,
is mine,
mine or the
isn't it?
water
Yeah.
wall?
Hello?
Very good.
You
Welcome.
can take it off the stand, I promise.
No.
don't do it. So, we have had many lovely generous donations. So we have 8 rules, and we split them into 2 lists, which are wonderful test subjects, competitors,
Mistake
groups,
makers,
Heroes of the
Actually-
field of chess science.
absolute fools.
That, exactly.
Chess pioneers.
Chess pioneers are going to be playing 2 matches. So first we're going to use list A. There are 4 rules. Consolidation. After you take a piece, the piece that took gets to make another move as if it were a king. It can't capture on this move, but it just moves. Pawn move swap. Pawns now move diagonally in the same way they would usually and take forwards. Knights 3-1. Normally, a knight moves 2 spaces in one direction and 1 space in another. Now it moves 3 spaces in one direction and 1 space in another. Wobbly rooks. When a rook attempts to move more than 3 spaces, we have to roll a d6. I know it's a good rule. On a 1 or a 2, it wobbles. On a 1, it wobbles to the left. On a 2, it wobbles to the right. And then it moves and it stops there.
It basically becomes the knight on a 1 or a 2.
Kind of, yes.
A knight of arbitrary
Another-
end.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's N1
Also-
rather than a 3-1.
Sure.
Basically, for any of these rules where you could accidentally take your own piece, this one and this can kind of happen on another one. If you accidentally take your own piece, you accidentally take your own piece. Friendly fire is enabled, but not like, you can't do it on purpose, but you can do it by accident. So, you ready?
No.
No.
Good. As normal, white to play first.
Probably we didn't change this.
Yeah, let's also do a friendly merge plug with the society dice over here.
Right.
By becoming a member of our society, you can also obtain one of these fabulous dice that comes in many different colors, as shown on the camera. We also have the
That's only
society
one
logo
colour.
on top of it.
It's only one colour.
Make it.
Anyway, go.
So,
So, just to clarify, judges, pawns move diagonally, takes vertically.
yes.
Don't worry. They
Correct.
take forward only. They haven't discovered reversing.
They haven't discovered how to reverse.
They still haven't discovered how to reverse.
Good sign to, good thing to hear, good thing to hear.
Okay.
Let's start off with a very untraditional move of
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
pawn d4.
Aha.
Oh, okay, taking the central ground early.
Mhm.
Strong opening.
Strong opening.
How are you going to respond?
Responding.
Very interesting response we got there.
Last knight. Okay, attacking the pawn. Early days here. Early days.
No days play is a strong move.
How do you have so much confidence in any of our decisions?
Strong move.
We're not paid enough to not have faith in you.
You are going to have to start naming these openings, you realise.
Yes, I know. So,
I didn't have any ideas, okay.
I think this is the.
Well, I'm screwed in this
known as
scenario.
the
Just charge on
3
for
a.m. Tesco opening, which is you're sliding drunkenly into the middle of everywhere.
Yeah, and the response, I didn't think we'd see it so well, but a response of the centaur counter.
Yeah, centaur counter-attack. Banned in several countries.
Yeah, too many centaurs.
Okay.
Can't have any more.
We should have got a chest log.
Yes, we could have, but we don't. So,
We also have a finite amount of time and 2
We
rules
will
lists to go
hopefully-
through, so probably don't play too slowly.
Yes.
I'll try.
There are
to-
negative
So
stakes.
they wouldn't have a chess timer.
If you win, this reflects badly on you.
Mm.
Because it means you understand this form of
Slowly,
chess.
slowly.
B204/5 has a chess clock if you want to steal it.
Well,
Okay, so it might turn into heist.
Oh, that's it.
Mhm.
yes, correct.
Moves up to
Almost
the
had our
centaur
first rule
counter.
violation there.
Mhm. What happens if you violate a rule?
You
Is
get
that
told that you're naughty.
Okay.
We judge you silently.
A fate
then
worse than
round
death.
Hand open.
Yeah.
A fate worse than death.
Each one in varying degrees of judgmentalness.
I think we have, so pawns are a lot more deadly in this variant.
Especially, it's a lot harder to see where exactly they can attack.
Exactly. Okay. Centaur, horse, the haunts, for that. Okay.
It's from your queen.
Certainly the queen and the bishop, but obviously, that vote out to make the king. Could we work? Do you want to go down on material that early?
Probably not. But
Mm. Mm.
life is always a struggle, isn't it?
I think chess is always life's fine. I think it's explicitly chess that's
This
a
is
struggle.
true. Philosophers have for decades.
Life's more
Okay.
panic and
Queen
confusion and
play.
concern.
Moved out of the threat zone.
Yes. And also, threatening not much in particular. But that pawn is now pinned. Already. I am starting to not know what's going on, which is not different than a regular game of chess.
Yeah, this is just how chess works. I'm not sure where the confusion
So far, this
arises.
game has been completely ordinary.
You might also benefit from announcing the moves because it's quite difficult to
Yeah.
see on camera.
Very good. Very good. Have moves announced. Quit that one.
I mean, the letters are written on the mat, although, yeah.
I'll do my best in this scenario. Suffice to say, letters are not really on the main focus of online.
Tabletop move the table movement,
Yes.
but we don't get counterplay.
Right.
What could go wrong? So many things. But I'm just not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about all the ways I could be making mistakes. I will ignore the rules of chess. They are not helping me here.
Puts the knight centaur in a more advantageous position. Attacking with the pawn.
One of the things with this variant is that it causes more avenues for the more straight line attacks to be available. However, with the addition of the rooks that can topple themselves, that may makes what would seem like a straight.
Completely safe knight. Nothing bad will happen to this knight.
Ain't nothing bad ever happens on this bed.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Knight to f4, I think that's the legal move.
Yep.
I love the confidence shown in every decision so far this game by both of us.
Yes.
We know exactly what's going on, and we're not afraid to admit it.
Interesting. Start to refer to
Yeah.
the centaurs.
And that's what they have.
Yes.
Centaurs can always move that bit further. They know how to manage their
The extra
stamina.
legs.
Pawn to c6, I can read.
It's the arms.
It's the arms.
It's the arms. It's one in the air, you know.
Lead.
Pawn B to C6.
Pawn
I
is
can
not
do
well.
that.
You can do that.
Okay.
So take-
And then I can move this piece.
Oh yeah, consolidation.
consolidate.
I forgot about consolidation.
Yes.
The question is now where do I need to move? And I think I should move over here.
Forgot about I'm a fool.
Consolidate
That's
into
threatening.
the attack on the knight.
Yeah.
An
I am.
outstanding move there.
The amount of chain potential here is.
My hubris has once again failed me.
How much?
Just like in real life. Just as the prophecy foretold.
Potentially take
I just you know what you're doing.
opponents.
Like that, I clearly don't.
However, then have to move them out.
Pawn D to F5.
Mutually assured destruction gambit.
It's very strong.
Mentally to.
New form of chess, new form of corner moves.
Holy moly.
Nothing is holy about this game.
True.
Whichever who's going to blink first.
Things are in danger though.
Exactly.
Like, I should be able to name an endangered animal like Han. That makes the joke not funny.
One of them.
Oh, it only works by the immediate and confident.
One of them, opts to take, then they're accepting with their central list taken in return.
He's taken a ball. Let's see if it hides back.
Where's the consolidating?
He is safe to.
Oh, consolidating into check. There was the out.
Yeah, the king has to. A move has to be made to put that king out of check.
Right.
A few options, but how much?
It's the advantage of consolidation.
Just very much
The
reveal.
pawn can move through the back row more easily.
Yeah, that's right. Feren's knight just literally jumps across half the entire board.
That's how knights
It
work in
just
real life.
do it.
Yeah, but no, I can decide. I know how this works. I can consolidate forward.
Okay, we now have 2 black square bishops. Move to now.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
But not for long, folks.
Diversity wins, I guess, maybe.
No, we have 3. We're in a collective effort to make the worst board possible. We want to deal active psychic damage to anyone who accidentally tunes in expecting normal chess.
That's symbolism. Being attacked from 2 possible angles.
There are only
Central question.
8 possible angles. I don't know how to break it to you.
True. One of them is the central being attacked on.
This is confusing.
This is perfectly ordinary chess.
And then moving capture on G7, then reconsolidation moving to G6. Because that is a possible thing to do, apparently.
Welcome to. This is how chess has always worked.
That seems to be
It looks like two champions appear to be.
Champions is a strong
Facing
word, and I would appreciate you not use it in this context, because it implies I am grossly overqualified.
And in some cases, consequences of my actions when I've donated to make the ball rule.
Ah! So you're the culprit then?
Listen, I thought it was funny.
I hate that you're not wrong. I hate so much that you're not wrong.
Look at him. This is what he thinks.
I was tempted to do it.
Do rocks wobble before or after the move?
During, right?
No, I mean, do they move sideways? At what point during the move do they move sideways? Is it once they hit the 3?
Once they hit the 3.
Cool.
And if they fall, they stop.
Yes, before they stop.
If they find, they keep going.
Yeah.
Anything else happening?
That's not how I intended it to be interpreted.
Okay.
Oh, how did you think?
We've got the author in the
We have the
room.
author.
I had meant it to be at the end of its movement.
Okay, the end of the movement.
Yeah.
Okay, it's at the end of the movement. So
Cool.
it's good that we've got one of the more confusingly worded rules, but luckily we have someone on hand who was the
We just
person
got one
who
of the
managed it.
developers.
The developers of
Act
chess.
notes.
Yes.
Brought here through the power of time travel.
Yeah. Assumed from the grave. If anyone asks, that wasn't me. Some pieces are being moved.
Wobble time.
One more time.
Give me the wobble dice.
Figured out.
So one is left to his right.
Yes.
Who's left?
You use left. Left in relation to the direction it's moving.
Cool. So
I think the wobble has to happen before the capture, because it's still currently moving.
6. It doesn't wobble. It's still here, and
Okay.
Then it captures.
and then
so now you
it
can
collapses, and then it consolidates,
Yes.
just like in normal chess.
Just like a normal chess.
Perfectly ordinary game of chess, played by sane individuals. That was
I'm going to consolidate. The question is now where to go with this consolidation.
Here or here.
Take.
I would prefer not to.
Here's also good.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Thank you.
You've got lots of good
From
options.
I can't see anything about material games.
well, that just reminded of the shaky placement of the book to.
I sort of forgot about bishops.
Yeah.
I don't acknowledge diagonals or religion.
Lap is currently a
Yes.
rook, a centaur, and a
I
pawn.
capture a rook on b5, and I'm currently considering where to place my bishop around b5. And given that we seem to have 2 black square bishop, 3 black square bishop, I'm thinking whether to make it into 4 black square bishop.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Sadly, I'm
Yeah.
not smart enough to make it.
That certainly makes things more interesting, so here we go.
Consolidation move is proving surprisingly powerful.
Mhm. I'm not that surprised.
It provides avenues for retreat or bad placement for a secondary attack.
It's just kind of generally ridiculous.
Right.
I'm just rechecking the rules to make sure.
Oh, no.
we're going on.
Oh no. Oh no.
That
Oh, no.
bishop is bishop is battling that whole line of pawns and then the king.
And the pawns can't do anything about it.
Fern has suddenly realised that the diagonals are not protecting those pawns at all.
Mm.
Yes. You see, those fallen for the alternate universe gambit.
Well, you just start playing normal chess.
Someone who feared God.
Oh, that doesn't even protect me over because knights. Stupid people who donated. Who donated for the knight rule is evil, and they know what they did, and they know who they are, and they know that I know who they are.
Thank you for giving so much money to a wonderful charity that does a lot of good things.
And also makes
concerns
us.
outside.
Well, the charity isn't doing that. We're doing that to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every primary
Okay.
is equals more suffering to them.
Fine, I think, I hope. I'm just making decisions. I'm just committing.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Right.
Yeah, that bishop did move to the right. You're correct.
Yes.
Okay.
My brain is melting. I do not like this.
We should do the. I think this would be funny with blitz chess rules.
It probably would. But I feel like we'll both suffer as a cause of this.
We could
Yeah.
always do a blitz chess rematch.
Perhaps.
After the 2 slow games.
Yeah.
After the 2 games,
I'll
we know
move
what's
from
going on.
G6 to D5. I think that's a legal move in this case.
Yes. That's
Yep.
a legal knight move. Okay. Especially
Don't like that.
queen.
Could you not? Could you refrain from this decision?
Let's
Almost the fact that it is giving me a bit of a headache. Responding isn't a word, it's made up by big language. Queen to D7.
Technically,
Possibly even email. That's 1+4 response.
Tablet is posted in this day and age.
Yeah, it's a bit too slow.
Feels they've actually done queen to D7.
I messed up. Oh no.
And
Welcome to
I've got
chess.
the Vision delivery for my responses.
True. Well, there's picking chess.
I'm just checking how long we have to.
Even the first one more, maybe.
I feel like there's probably some kind of prodigy among the chat that can see the moves and immediately points out our mistakes and many more.
Yeah, please.
We're just going to come back to an essay on
Fancy
how the
immensely
actual,
about how to win at chess.
Please do
the
this.
proper execution of the
Can't see
central
it in
defense.
the left.
Yes, we can't see it either, but we can imagine it.
So what do the imaginary chats say?
I believe that,
You should win the game.
yeah.
Me personally, or like,
You know, they're divided.
how mean am I going to be on the stream today?
I believe at least one person in chat did just say the best way to win is just winning.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I
lost
will
the
say
game.
that.
I will capture and then maneuver.
Okay.
It appears to be.
Oh fuck! I forgot queen. I forgot pawns can move.
Do-
basically.
Dupe.
There was check
Yeah, it was
temporarily.
check, and Max
And
now
then-
bundled the queen.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is the
that was blunder.
crucial opportunity to
A
put
huge
that guy up.
misplay.
The accidentally putting the queen into a pit of endless snakes.
Do I have to consolidate?
Yeah.
No, it says may,
It's
not,
optional, yes.
not
May.
must.
It is in fact an optional.
Or you may consolidate them onto the
Wait,
exact same spot.
no, but it's really awkward to maintain a pawn defense anyway, so. Charge!
Right, okay.
What could go wrong? So
Yeah.
many things.
The only way a pawn can go backwards.
Quite the glory charge.
Wait, pawns can go backwards.
They can
They can
consolidate.
consolidate backwards.
They can consolidate.
Is that we can maybe we'll see how long.
Whenever they
Right.
they get into a fight,
However,
they have a moment of realization about what they're doing, and in the panic they can fall back.
Sure, I'm screwed in this case. Let's just go here.
Okay.
Whenever a knight moves, they just take like a solid 5 seconds to think about the meaning of life.
Yeah.
The fact that some of these pieces are cut in half, it is hard to tell what they are. It's not nice.
They're not cut in half, they're dancing.
It's now threatening firm's queen. It's just the knight, it's just flat like that.
Yep.
Can you guys please?
So,
I have some sneaky tactics, but I can't win at this point.
Do you consolidate backwards?
extremely
That's a check.
Check.
Check what moves are they doing? This could be.
The standard cancelling rules still apply, i.e. you can't cancel out of a check.
This might be the point where that starts losing
Nothing's
ground.
changed, Castle.
Yes.
All over on Castle.
That's an important question.
It's
Mm.
less than. Ooh, that's a good question.
I think the funnier
Let's
answer is
find out
yes.
when you move.
It moves. Well, no, it's a king's move.
Okay. There we go.
What the rook just held.
Well, castle.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess it's a royal ceremony, so they get all the best wheel pushers in the kingdom.
Yeah. Get ready for it.
They go out,
Luckily,
send out the
it's not
cool
something
for professional crown
No.
pushers.
They oil the wheels before the move.
Yeah.
That's probably what the people in chat are screaming about on the song. Unfortunately, on the song is
A
even
myth?
more complicated in this version. because of all-
We bunched it to the shadow realm, so you didn't have to deal with it.
Yes.
It may come out again
Wait, no,
eventually.
that would be bad. That would be a fucky wucky, as the professional chess players call it. Actually,
Ah.
yeah.
Who's the third?
Consolidate to here. check.
Because Fern has just made what the professional chess players call a hockey walkie.
Nah, I think, well, that was a move there. Keeping that in
It's
check.
a deceptive name though.
I see,
That's
I
the
see.
important part.
Mhm.
Strong bluff. Like forward.
When it was first played, it appeared to be this glitch where it got the name from.
I'm so glad I can learn all this chess lore.
Okay. That seems to be on the run now. Capitalising on this.
Pawns take forward, specifically.
Yes. Queens.
Consolidate.
Centaur.
Okay.
Now that's check.
That's how I check it.
Grant is a counter attack.
Now granting some more freedom.
Consolidation is ridiculous.
Consolidation is absolutely bastard.
It's so good.
We're gonna have to do this.
Wait, we have-
in the future.
Wait, we also have phase chess back. We're playing a ridiculous variant of chess.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
High power chess.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
And many of our donators could have absolutely made it much more suffering.
Yes.
Because it wasn't enough suffering.
Burns back in check.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a majority of these games are going to be check focused.
That's how chess generally works, is my understanding.
Probably true.
I don't understand chess very well, so I'm sure someone in chat is yelling at me right now.
Chat is saying you forgot on the song.
The main thing chat is saying is that I forgot to include one of the rows in the camera view.
Oh no.
That has now been fixed.
But they're not commenting on the camouflage mechanic.
I would set my phone to see if we could see chat, however that would be considered an unprofessional move. Which is also a chess.
I'm sure there's no way that this can go wrong with King to
What
F7.
Burn's doing that now, which is being very aggressive with the king.
Mhm.
Unprofessional can often
Being very forward.
In fairness, Benji, it's quite difficult from here to tell who's winning as well.
Yes. As far as we
more
can
difficult
tell,
from here.
pieces are being moved. This is meant to symbolise war and conflict.
But yeah, I agree, it's quite difficult to see the pieces, but there's not much we can do about that without
I think
throwing together a chess visualizer, which we don't have the time or the experience to do. Not least because it needs to be able to cope with both pieces phasing in and out and landing on the same square at the same time.
And getting married.
I think the best we could hope for.
I have no idea if rotating them like this helps or not, but I'm going to do it anyway as a way to de-stress.
With just a slide for every possible move.
We'd be moving it along everything and hoping that we can do it quick enough.
Ew.
I know, but it's what we have to deal with. It's disgusting. We could do an MSK version.
I just paying like a suffering.
Noises.
Welcome to chess.
Welcome to chess.
That famously silent game being performed with drums in the background.
Get down to the final boss fight of chess. The drums kick in.
The drums kicking followed by the Dark Souls.
Knight to d5.
Sensible now.
If I keep taking pieces, eventually I'll win. That's my plan.
Proposal.
That is usually how kind of chess works.
Technically true, I think. Because you can't check this on with just a king.
Maybe you
In the
can.
famous
I would
chess,
simply cheat.
King Sacrifice you can.
Oh yes, of course, king sacrifice.
Or if you cheat, that's always an option.
Yes, King Sacrifice is a cheating move in
Yes.
all variants of chess, including this one.
Yes. Even the shot.
That's an interesting
Even shot like that,
question.
Mhm.
With this current set of rules, can a king take in a position that would be check, consolidate
Yeah.
out of check, and then
Yes.
do that legally?
Okay, you said yes, it's yes.
That will significantly change the end game.
Okay. One of the
Just means-
judges said yes. I would have
believe
said no
that-
for answer, but you know.
The decision has been made.
Unlike everything else about the chess, which is no part of the game, king consolidation is the only thing here that has an impact.
Yeah.
Not any other piece consolidated. as well.
Consolidation, as we all know, has played
can-
0 factor into this game so
Mhm.
far.
No one has ever
It
been
has
very,
changes to the
very,
game.
very
Ask the
scared
dev
upon
of
realizing
the
it.
consolidation rule. Who is the dev of the consolidation rule?
Don't think that, yeah.
Well,
Ask chat. Ask
Chat, did you do
thinks
this?
that
Is this
the
your
option
fault?
is effect and then consolidate out.
chat, who did this?
Put your answers now in chat.
Who did this chat? Specifically with the crying, laughing emoji.
Scarlet, you are in the room.
No.
Hello.
You are the author of this rule.
Awesome.
Can a king move into check to take a piece and then consolidate out of check?
Yeah, if you don't end your turn in check.
There we go. We have the author.
Yeah.
As you can see, that was quite sensitive.
True. As you can see, I've never played chess in my life.
I agree, I've also never played chess in my life.
And why are you commenting on it?
Because we're chess experts.
Ah, I see. It all makes sense now.
If we don't know anything, then therefore we
Yeah,
know everything
stay out,
around
chat.
it.
Right. It's like
Can't possibly know what you don't know.
Yeah,
Ignorance avoidance.
that's mine. No, I'm the unprofessional. I do unprofessional moves all the time, like moving my chin forward.
true.
Speaking as a professional chess player, that's a very pro move of you.
It's even got a name.
Yeah, but you have to
Sufficiently early against the bomb cloud.
Yeah, true. It's part of the non-cloud opening. Perhaps the most unprofessional opening. I'm sure what the equivalent of bomb cloud would be in this rules. To be with the bomb
Such a fool.
king.
You say this like I know
I
how
mean,
you've messed
you
up.
could do exactly the same thing, except your king is going to be even more exposed.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Players here deep in thought.
Originally, something we're going to see the Infinity Gauntlet play here.
Possibly.
We might see a gathering of the Avengers as well.
What?
Yes.
What could go wrong? So many things, but we're making decisions anyway.
Okay. Well,
Confidence is the most important part of
Avengers
chess.
jokes.
Don't worry.
Check.
That's back in check. That's no longer in check.
Yeah, you just take the pieces, because I can't really defend with them.
Okay. Back into check, please.
I believe
Check. It's
I
going
don't
to consolidate here.
it's quite a vicious check. But
Sure.
consolidation might provide an advantage. depending on the
Yeah, sure.
execution.
Forwards.
And has seemingly strengthened
Yeah.
regrets around the king.
Okay. And here, that was more concerned with not losing the queen.
Oh, it's more like I can't really block with any pieces, because reconsolidation means that they could just take the piece and then reconsolidate.
Blocking requires control of 3 squares. 9 squares.
Yes, that's not really possible, is it?
This is why we should give more pieces AOE.
Yes, that would help.
That's my potential patch for the devs to consider. Next revision.
No from own chess. And watching chess.
Yes.
Just taking in.
You're watching the chess channel available on the Wii, Wii U. However, the Wii U has been discontinued.
Wait.
And
No. That you could technically do things with that move. Let's not do that. Let's not do that because I could be wobbled to death if I do that.
It's gonna be, yes, 3 squares and then left, right? Question mark?
What?
How does the wobble rule work? Suppose if I make that move and I make the castle here, does the wobble rule apply, or?
So-
this is the arena, there are walls
It's
on
moved
either
3 or more
side.
spaces.
Yeah, so if
So
you
it can
move 3
wobble.
spaces, it can then wobble.
Yes. So that's
And then
just
it
the-
won't take if it does wobble.
Wait, it won't take if it wobbles.
I thought we
No,
have
it,
agreed.
it wobbles before it finishes its movement.
Yeah. So if it wobbles into another piece, it does count as taking.
But if it wobbles over a piece, it doesn't.
Right.
What does that mean?
So if you had a
tries to move
piece
to the square where there is a
here,
piece,
Yeah.
and it wobbles.
this moves,
then-
tries to move here and wobbles to here, the piece stays there.
Okay, cool.
But the piece that got wobbled
But
onto
here, it will
has a
rotate.
bad
They've not
time.
been changed,
Yeah.
they've just
So I
been
was
bad.
correct to realise that, oh no, I could get wobble gambited.
Yes. I haven't seen the self-wobbling yet.
Now, what one can be
Sure, let's do that.
strategic move if you can predict luck. Now that does mean constraint the way you look, however, you do find that's quite hard to do.
This is why you never play chess against a wizard.
That well-known proverb.
Or
And they start eating the pieces.
you also don't play chess against someone with a lucky feet. All it takes is one roll and make one.
It looks like we
Feet
won't
on the table.
get to the second game.
Hmm?
That's what
We
playing.
might have to play the second game with time control.
Okay, second game will be time limited.
That's
We've got a chess clock here. so-
Okay, then we have a chess clock.
And it will feature dating. This is speed
I think
dating
we've-
round.
So,
Yeah.
Speed up, speed up.
Sure, okay.
Please play your moves.
And then slightly over our essentially. So, slightly over.
Right, no, that doesn't work. I'll just keep it here.
I was so ready for this. My time to shine.
So it's set up for the win.
Was that a rook?
Check.
Oh,
Oh,
was
the
wobble.
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 Wobble check.
What does
That
King do?
wobbled.
2 means to the right.
Yep.
So it is here,
There,
and the
and
pawn
The
lives.
pawn remains.
Or
Remains.
Okay, cool. Oh my fucking god.
Centaurs
Check.
and check are
The wobble.
The
So
wobble,
many checks.
the wobble into the centaur. I mean, it's claimed many lives.
Yeah.
The wobble single-handedly changed the outcome.
A
of this game.
decisive change in
Yeah.
The
tempo.
decisive
It's
wobble.
almost worth adding
Ah.
elements to anything that moves the skill element.
I think it adds more skill. I think it's a skill to do.
That's you're still in check. That bishop.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
Is this case like playing it?
in the words of the man,
No, it's not yet made.
It's not yet made.
For
To go
give
to
skill
this way.
checks and luck. His words were.
The only issue is I have no idea how to like capitalize on anything in this situation.
Just keep checking, eventually you go into the end game.
Stop being bad. Like, like we are. Don't feel.
Wait, no, that actually.
You feel for the luck you want.
Of course, the majority of people also think there's less room to maneuver against all their
Yes.
That is a very valid answer. That's like that. Just generally.
The hubris.
Find one. I know that's the trick.
That's the tricky bit. I'm not sure the library's open, so I'm not sure I can.
And in which case, don't worry.
I mean, I'll just think over, but I think you're quite invested in this.
Ah, god, this is such a.
Don't worry, we're both messing up.
No, because it has to move 3 pieces. But for it will wobble.
Interesting. Cool.
Degenerate cases are important to discuss.
So technically, I can take this piece and just wobble back to, and then reconsolidate it back to block.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I do this.
Yes.
And I do open myself up to the wobbly gambit here.
Yes.
could be.
I just realized.
The problem is that there's a probabilistic way. It doesn't
Do you
actually
want to?
give me
Do you
off.
want to try and wobble me to death,
That lap is good at chess.
What-
sir? Do you believe in the power of the wobble?
1/3 chance for redemption.
Yes. Yes. If you wobble on the board's edge, it wobbles in the only available direction.
Screw it, we are running out of time, so let's go for the wobble gambit, shall we?
Let's
It's a really wobble.
Wobble redemption. Wait, no, that's bad for me. That's really
Is
bad
this
for me.
right or left?
It,
I
doesn't-
mean,
it has to wobble.
Game edge, it has to wobble, so it wobbles into the
Wobbles
green.
left,
Yep.
bounces off the wall, and goes right.
Right.
And then reconsolidation, apparently.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
It happened twice. Wobbling has been significant
You have
twice in
taken
this
the piece,
game,
so you can
and
now
it has
consolidate.
the dice been rolled 3 times.
Three spaces to be next to your king, because that could take your king.
I think
Sensible.
That's the weird edge case. That's one for you at chat, you and chat to answer. We're not going to touch it. It's never going to happen.
No, if we have anything.
What's my plan here?
Right.
I don't know.
And we have a
I don't
lot
either,
of
so you're in good hands.
Okay.
Okay, let's open up myself to the wobble gambit again. Let's see whether that actually happens.
I mean, the pieces can move onto the same square with this set, so
Okay, that doesn't
Yep.
happen. And then check, and then
consolidate.
consolidate. The question is, do I want to? The
Yes.
answer is, let's well get closer.
Okay. So, trying to pin down the king.
It's going to be hard to pin the king at one piece.
That's very true.
Like this suffering. Let's go for the wobble gambit again and see what happens.
This could be discovery check.
3, nothing.
Right. It's, as they say in cinemas across the country, it's wobbling time.
Wobbling time. Wobbling.
Such a degenerate way to play the game. It's great.
Check.
Holy shit. You're in chat anyway. But, okay.
Check.
Consolidate.
Wobbly check, technically. As distinct from regular
Like a
check.
wobble gambit.
Okay, I need to.
Wait, I could have gone for the. Can you wobble? If you wobble into.
Yeah.
How does wobbling interact with check?
What do you mean?
In theory, I could have
Wobble
last
and
moved
take.
to wobble to take the king.
In the real
Is
life,
that-
you
would-
actually
Is
take
that
the
check?
king.
And
Yes,
if I
no.
wobble for the
The
kill,
check has to be threatening the king directly. Just as
If I wobble
a
onto
rook
the
is-
king-
If a rook is facing the king,
Yeah.
the king is always in check, despite the fact that the
So
rook.
suppose
could
if
in
I
fact miss
suppose
the
if I
king.
move here and then
Likewise.
yeah. If
If
the
it's
king
not
gets
facing
wobbled,
the king.
what happens if the king gets wobbled on?
It gets taken.
You
and-
can wobble the king to death.
Oh,
Clink.
do I want
That is when we do it in
do I want to
We
go
made
for the 1 in
check.
6 chance gambit?
Let's do it.
It's an
It'd be
no.
so funny.
Let's do something conservative. Let's do it this
first.
first.
Check.
Check.
Time do we have?
You have 9 minutes
Remaining.
remaining.
I have to. I can't wobble gambit because I have to move out of check.
Yes.
It may be that
How long have you spent on
game
chess?
2 of chess will be played.
3-3. I mean, we could potentially do it in an extra stream.
Yes, it may have to go to an extra stream.
We can also just.
Or I suppose we could steal some of the music time. I'm not sure we've got
We're allowed to
full
steal.
hour and a
Yeah,
half.
we've been given permission to steal the music time. Anyway,
Fuck.
I did not think that this would have-
You gonna wobble gambit it?
Taken off.
Yes.
do you believe in luck?
Let's go for it.
1 in 6. It's left from the piece's perspective.
2.
That is.
That's
right.
right.
Right. Ah!
Bobbles away.
Let's do check.
It is
And
still
then
check.
check.
That's actually a better check.
Ah!
Yes.
There's a stronger check taken as hard as it
Yes.
couldn't be taken immediately.
Continuing to wobble onto the king, which would both win him the game and also get him disqualified for taking the king.
Yes.
It would not be a draw, but a simultaneous win and loss. There's
Ah!
victory condition.
Ah!
I have unlocked Lap's spear response.
This is good.
I guess
Nice.
that's the
You
wobble
see a
then.
potentially dangerous move made. And, we saw
Okay.
Go on.
Right. Time to take risks. This could end very badly for me.
Two.
Wobbles right. There we go.
Right. Again.
Ah!
Strong
Avoiding the
check.
simultaneous win and loss.
I'm surprised neither side has attempted to wobble gambit.
Yes.
Maybe just rely on that.
Quite.
Two pieces do they wobble into their own pieces?
This could be the. It's not. It's not the first ever self wobble.
Let's do this. We're going to check.
Check. Okay.
that doesn't give me the board control I would need.
Yes, pieces don't actually block due to the maneuver room.
I'm not sure which rule is more broken. Wobbly rooks or consolidation.
Wobbly rooks is just like just turns into a game of chance, which I'm all for. I mean, I played Mario Party.
I'm willing to
Chance
take
is
some
my
stupid odds
game.
that this goes well.
Do
Do it, you coward!
Okay.
Wobble that rook!
So suppose if I wobble into... Suppose... Oh god.
So you have a 1/6. If you try to move there, you have a 1/6 chance of a rook trade,
Yes.
a 1/6 chance of just losing your rook.
If I end up capturing a piece through a wobble, can I still reconsolidate?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we
Cool.
can
It is a
just
capture.
chance there.
Ah.
Of course,
Chess is a push your luck game.
Fuck it!
Lucky
Let's
people.
see what happens. Come on, Cosmic Dice.
Well, that's just greatness here.
1. What does that mean?
Left.
Left.
Ah!
The worst outcome.
Yes.
The wobble has spoken!
The warning 6.
And
There
left
it is.
Down. Okay. Left is down to
The wobble has spoken.
This is where we get to see a rare example of an endgame that isn't solved.
yes.
Any endgames in this situation solved?
I mean, once you get rid of the rooks, the pawns, and
Knights.
you get a draw by insufficient material when you have 2 kings still. We know that.
Anything involving queens and
I
bishops.
should probably resign at this point.
Mostly fine.
You never know.
I could fuck up
You
some
believe
kind of
in the
stuff.
dream.
I think the king pawn game is now a draw in all cases.
Yeah.
Because you can't do the forcing move because the king can move in, take the pawn and consolidate. Counter to the way. I suppose you could have king 2 pawn game sufficiently far apart.
Yeah,
This might be it.
yeah. I should just resign at this point, but we might as well show off the end game of how it is, how things are supposed to
Show
go.
off the endgame.
Good.
You say that like it's an all unknown quantity. Nothing about this game has been a known quantity.
Bern, I dare you to make a rook.
You know I'm tempted. You know I'm tempted.
Make a wall.
I dare you.
Uh,
Make a rook, you coward.
Promote to a knight.
Check.
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 It's a very interesting check. I would personally make queen.
No.
Because I like them. Not because it's a strategic move. However, there is power at the centre.
Check.
The centre's in danger. Is it going to be moved?
A righteous king shall lead Darren forward and stand in the face of danger.
Yeah, if you do try
I think I agree with that move.
Put him slightly in danger.
Yeah.
For potentially gaining or potential pawn.
Wobbling does actually add an interesting dynamic here.
Looks like they're trying to discover a wobble check.
Cool.
Mate by wobble.
No wobble.
Luckily there was no mating by wobble here this time. The king is chasing down these individual pawns one by one.
The rules are perfect. How dare you criticize them?
But that's still legal. Cool.
Yes. At the point where we're trying to work out if we are choking out in the terrible mistake. Now then, this would be, that would have been an accidental move if this was normal chess, which this is not. Oh, no, this is
Correct
approach tuning
opinion.
in, this is not normal chess. We did banish them all rules.
Yes. This is real chess. It's as weird as it gets.
This is chess as Richard Garfield intended.
Yes.
This is chess for the weekend.
Okay, it feels like there's going to be a slight back and forth.
9 kills out on because it has more legs.
Small legs, but cinnamon arms.
True.
Be careful not to accidentally wobble into a draw.
More legs, more stomach.
Oh, that's illegal.
That's a check. That is an illegal move, yeah.
Commentators!
Sorry, what?
There was an illegal move made.
Yeah, he moved into knight check.
Yeah.
Or neck, as nobody has ever called it.
So, well, plan last time if you can, to be fair.
Yep.
Normal chess commentator.
Oops.
Okay. That's a queen here.
I'm genuinely surprised at the lack of ability to cause displayed by both players at the moment.
Almost farcical, one could say.
Everything about this game is a fuss, and you know it.
Sadly, there's
See if
no
we
ability.
all lack of skill in many games. Now the commentators decided to start sassing the players.
It's not enough.
Oh, it's not really sassing the player. It's like, this is not my control.
This is entirely under your control. And I have no idea how to play chess endgames, so we could be here a while.
It's evident that neither of the players took any classes of business also to learn how to seal the deal.
You guys are making a bunch of snarky comments, so why didn't you guys come and finish this endgame?
Easy.
Technically can't legally between contracted to save it and, you know, provide some amusement and banter.
Sassing is
Amusement
a part of
and
my
banter.
contract, but it's a part of mine.
That's true.
Our budget really went all out this year. Our budget being whatever we have in the cupboard and whatever we can ask other people nicely to give us.
In this case, the chess set. Couple of options here. King, where the king can go.
King's leaving out options.
Space.
That I do see the potential with them.
I think that's
Lapse
mate
and just then
two.
cut that off.
You overestimate my ability. It is made for someone who's good at chess too, perhaps.
There's something
The mission is basically solved.
You like a hand fan?
Sure. Just
Later on, if you just need.
so I'm trying to first of all remember what you indicated. And
no idea how we're going to do it if we're not interested. True, we could do
what?
I mean, there's no reason you couldn't just do a very simple in-person stream. That's true. That's true.
We have a variety of bonus streams if people are interested. That will be coming up thanks to your generous donations.
That's stalemate.
Yes, so please
Congrats.
don't do that.
You have just got a draw.
Oh, the fucking repetition. That's how this deserves to end, to be fair. That's how this game deserves to end. That's how this game deserves to end.
For reference, I'm pretty sure that leads to,
Yes.
because you can wobble to here or here, and then you can do that for checkmate.
You don't even need to wobble in this case.
Yeah, but it's you can
just-
wobble safely.
You can just do it over here, and at that point I have only really one legal move, which is to go over here, and then just simply go here.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Second
once again,
line
no,
is
that's
just
that's not definitively checkmate. It's the worst part.
What?
You move that, I wobble. You have a third chance of surviving that.
No,
Wobble?
the check is if the king is
No,
unable
you
to
can't.
Oh yeah, you can't. The king can't legally move. Yes.
It's checkmate.
Checkmate. Yes.
Yes.
You have to. You have to play for it.
You don't actually.
Do we have to? What's the plan time-wise? How the music going?
Time, right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, cool.
Oh.
We're 7 minutes over.
Well, you're 5 minutes over because we started 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you.
We don't have to make us suffer through blitz chess.
I don't know, I
and then
Still think a
time,
3-3 game of List B would be fun.
possibly.
A big thank you for our commentators who have been doing the ASMR stream throughout this
Yes.
entire
I hope
duration.
you enjoyed the soothing dulcet tones of chess.
And passing our players.
Yes. We're not so dull.
Actually, that's an interesting question. How does stalemate work if it's rock moves that could cause wobbles? That's an interesting thought. Wait, no, these chess pieces don't like that.
Rook move resulting in stalemate. That's the logic. Like
No, but
rook-
like, no. Sorry, I'm asking more generally. If the probability to wobble is involved, and therefore the move is it's not a deterministic repeat because it could wobble.
I don't think we
Does that-
base ruling on probability. We just base ruling on what actually happened. Like you can do.
So that means you can like gamble on whether the game will go to a stalemate.
Yes.
You can always, I mean, it's a deterministic game, so
Yeah.
you shouldn't always, but you can always put yourself into stalemate.
This is what happens in quantum chess. It is very possible that you accidentally checkmate your opponent.
This is,
Or-
you can tell,
Donate
see,
saying make Matthew.
I guess the lesson we've learned here is that the less dimensions there are in chess, the worse I do it.
Some donation. Yeah.
I think we're just going to keep ripping until the teleporter
I think, yeah, if you stop ripping now, I'll go to the slides.
Take care.